Oh my god, you guys, I'm changing my name. So I'm at the court. Also, like, what is this cute little cubby? So I'm basically only changing my last name and I'm only changing one letter. So, let me tell you guys about this whole name change thing because, okay, I look a little ratchet right now, but don't mind me. Like what is going on? Pretty much, like there's like three main reasons why I wanted to change my name, okay? So, number one, my last name is Sinanyan, Sinanyan. Well, it's not anymore, but so that okay, so in Armenian, most Armenians have IAN or YAN last name ending last names. And technically the correct way is IAN because it's similar to English and any Indo-European language where IAN means like of or from. So this whole YAN thing is basically just like an immigration like error. So that's number one. It's just like, for example, if you say Californian, IAN, it means of California or from California. So that's like my like one reason. And then two, I'm also not so I'm not connected to that side of my family. My parents got divorced when I was super young, and like it's just like not I'm not connected. I'm in touch with like one cousin pretty much, but I also wanted to keep my last name because I feel connected to like my ancestry and like that part of my family, like ancestrally speaking, but not like directly. So it's like a little minor way of like acknowledging that and sort of making my last name my own, even though in Armenian it's obviously the same last name. And so that, and then third of all, I just felt like aesthetically it's a little more pleasing because I have like other I's in my last name and my first name. So it's like just like consistent and like cute. I just feel like it signifies like a new chapter of my life and just like a new era of me. I have had other names in the past. Like I went by Eric, like ERIK for like 5 years. I want to say since I was like 16 to like maybe like 2021, which was super bad. It was like my assimilation emo, thirsty to be white phase, very ghetto and ratchet. Like, actually, the moral of this whole story is first of all, decolonize your name, whether it's your first name, your last name. Absolute must to decolonize your name. Like, I know every ethnic group and every like community has its own like history, and a lot of people are like, yeah, it's part of my history, but it's like actually it's really not. It's just you're taking on like a colonizer's version of your name or just a straight up colonizer name. I'm firmly believe in like Armenian names or like whatever culture you're from names, like get people to learn your names. And also pronunciation is super fucking important. It's not Araik, it's Araik. Like that's how you say it in Armenian. I'm gonna fucking say it like that. I'm not gonna cry about it and scream about it if they can't say it. Like, I get it. Some people just are not fucking cultured. Oops, sorry. Or they're just not bilingual, whatever. They can't say certain names or certain sounds. But the more that you exercise owning your culture and heritage and being fully yourself, other people are gonna respond to that. And trust me, do you want to fucking whitewash yourself or would you rather white people get more cultured? Like, I'd rather them get more cultured, and trust me, they're all trying to fucking get cultured too. So like, um, also I have like an eye leak. It's not like nasty, it's just like water. I don't get what's going on. But anyways, so I firmly believe in decolonizing your name. The pronunciation very much matters. If you don't have like 2 seconds to like pronounce it right, then like fuck you, bye. And if you can't pronounce a 3 syllable name, a 5 letter name, which is me, you are gonna have a hard time pronouncing like South Indian names, African names that are like fucking 10, 20 letters, bitch. Like, don't even try me. So that, and then just like decolonizing. Like a lot of Armenians, for example, have last name endings. Like the first part might be Armenian, but the ending, instead of like IAN or YAN, whatever, it's going to be like a Turkified last name, or a Russified, which is Russian, Persified, Persian. So decolonize that shit, bro. I have a lot of friends who are doing that now, and I think it's very important. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's extremely important. You can't be sitting here crying about like genocide recognition and crying about like, oh my God, my land was stolen. Like, if you're not actually owning it, like, are you owning it, bitch? Or are you still like bowing down to the white man or to your fucking colonizer, bitch? Like, no. So anyways, like, that's my story. I fully changed it today. I'm super excited. I didn't even see the judge. It was so fucking fast. I don't know how it works in other states and other places, but for me it was super simple. It's just like one application, then you have to get it published in the local newspaper, because I guess it's just like signifying that like it is a change. And I kind of like that it's like publicly declaring that like this is my new identity, and like I love it. Like, I love how I've embraced my name for the past like 10 years, I want to say. And then like my last name was like giving me a bit of like because like I didn't feel super connected to it. So this way I'm like, bitch, this is me. Like, Araik Sinanyan, spelled perfectly, everything's great. Then again, it's like an Armenian name, and like you can probably like spell it in Armenian, but I mean, obviously I have to spell it in English for practical purposes. But yeah, it was super simple. And then I went, and then she was like, oh yeah, like it's approved, just like come back later to get your papers. And then now I have to just update like my birth certificate, my social security like administration thing, and then just like your driver's license and passport, which are like the last ones, and then everything else comes after that, like all your banks and all your bullshit like that. And I just love it because also like it's just one letter, so my initials don't change. My actual like name isn't really changing, it's literally just one letter. And then yeah, like in Armenian culture, usually like the mom or like the woman keeps her last name. So my mom doesn't even have my last name, so I feel like I'm still connected to that. I mean, to her. And like so yeah, like pretty much like that's it. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. I just wanted to share a little bit because I'm like, this is like a big thing for me. I thought it would be more emotional, but it wasn't. I feel like if I had a whole session with the judge, maybe it would have been. But like I feel like I've already processed all my emotions, and I'm like super excited. Like, I was getting nervous. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm changing my whole identity, but like I'm really happy about it. It's like it's a new me, like all that bullshit. And yeah, super excited. Okay, bye y'all.